Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Dominic and I'd like to welcome you all to the 7th episode of Spotlight Game of Thrones, a series in which we take a look at some of the characters who feature in the A Song of Ice and Fire novels but are yet to be seen on the hit HBO show. So if you love Game of Thrones and want to know more about the world and its characters outside of the TV show, you've come to the right place. Just to be on the safe side going forward, I'd just like to say that if you don't want any spoilers for the TV show or the books, then you should probably come back later, as I may touch upon some sensitive plot points. Now on today's show we'll be looking at none other than perhaps the creepiest character in the A Song of Ice and Fire series, and considering all of the incest that happens in these books, that's really saying something. Yes, today we will be looking at none other than Patchface, Stannis Baratheon's creepy court jester and companion to Princess Shireen. Now since Patchface doesn't have a house or family name of note to explore, we're going to get straight into the character, as the sheer nature of his existence in the books really is quite fascinating. Now Patchface is called thusly because of the motley tattoos of green and red that cover his face. This is a custom in the free city of Volantis, where Patchface is from, and is done to slaves and servants. Now, as a boy, Patchface was a jester slave in Volantis. He was clever and had an astonishing wit. Lord Steffon Baratheon, father to a then young Robert Baratheon and Stannis Baratheon, had been sent to the free cities by the not quite yet mad King Aerys Targaryen II in order to find a bride for his son Prince Rhaegar Targaryen, whom at the time had no sister to wed. While in Volantis, Lord Steffon happened upon a young jester. Writing to Maester Cresson, he said, "We have found the most splendid fool, only a boy, yet nimble as a monkey and witty as a dozen courtiers. He juggles, he riddles and does magic, and he can sing prettily in 4 tongues. We have bought his freedom and hope to bring him home with us. Robert will be delighted, and perhaps in time he will even teach Stannis to laugh." This was never to be, however, as unfortunately, while on his way back home, Lord Steffon Baratheon's ship, Windproud, broke up in Shipbreakers Bay within sight of Storm's End, while his sons Robert and Stannis watched. Kinda like what happened in Frozen, you know? Anyway, everybody aboard the ship, including Robert and Stannis' mother and father, and over 100 soldiers and sailors died. The only person to survive was Patchface, who washed up ashore 3 days later, his naked skin white, wrinkled, and according to the man that found him, the boy was dead. It was only when they attempted to move his body that he coughed up water and sat up, albeit broken in mind and body. Patchface now suffers from twitches and trembles and has lost his memories and his intellect, with some suggesting that it would have been kindest for Maester Cresson to let the mad boy die. Although the Maester had refused then, he has since gone on to question his decision. Patchface is now a court fool and jester at Dragonstone, and spends most of his time with Shireen Baratheon, Stannis' daughter, who calls him Patches, even accompanying her to Eastwatch by the Sea and Castle Black when Stannis brings his strength to the wall. Now, tragic backstory aside, what makes Patchface so interesting is the strange and somewhat prophetic insights and songs that he offers up seemingly at random. These nonsensical riddles and rhymes are the subject of many fan theories within the community, and some have even been proven to hold water. For example, Patchface says to Sir Davos Seaworth, "Fool's blood, king's blood, blood on the maiden's thigh, but chains for the guests and chains for the bridegroom, I. A rhyme that when analysed seems to predict the events of the Red Wedding. Many of his nonsensical riddles seem to contain the phrase "under the sea," a term that many believe is an allusion to the drowned god of the Ironborn. After all, Patchface did drown and come back. What is dead may never die. The term "under the sea" could also be an allusion to death or the realm of death, or even to the land of always winter beyond the wall. Whilst at Castle Black, Patchface comments, "In the dark the dead are dancing, I know, oh." He also says to Jon Snow, the crow, under the sea the crows are white as snow, I know, oh." Perhaps a reference to the Night King or fallen brothers of the Night's Watch, who have since become the Others. He may also have ties to the Great Other, the supposedly evil god that is the enemy of Melisandre's Red God. Melisandre even comments on the seemingly innocent Patchface, saying to Jon Snow, "That creature is dangerous. Many a time I have glimpsed him in my flames. Sometimes there are skulls about him, and his lips are red with blood." It is unclear whether or not Patchface's apparent prophecies are a product of his misfortune or an ability he had before he drowned, but nonetheless, his rhymes are uncanny and rich with portent. One thing is for sure, Patchface will undoubtedly have some part to play come the winds of winter. There are quite a few rhymes and riddles to sift through, so I'll link the Patchface theories page down below. Be sure to check it out, and also check out the A Song of Ice and Fire subreddit for more. Thank you all so much for watching this 7th episode of Spotlight Game of Thrones. I know this wasn't the longest episode, but much of what Patchface represents is far from literal, and as such he lacks any real arc in the literature. He is, however, a very ominous character and one that I just had to talk about on the show. I'll be releasing new episodes of Spotlight every Friday, so be sure to subscribe to the channel in order not to miss out. If you enjoyed the video, please do like and share amongst your friends. Thank you again for taking the time, and I'll see you again next week.